You wake up, brush your teeth, wash, make a coffee, eat breakfast, check emails, play with the dogs, and check your phone. The doom scroll begins. You're scrolling through social media and it feels like everyone else has it figured out but you. The lavish trips, luxury cars, the lifestyle, easy money, it's everywhere. And deep down you wonder, why not me? Then you see it. The guy who has it all, wanting to change your life. The promise is simple. Quick profits, minimal risk, just one small investment, and you're on your way to financial freedom. That's it. Your problems are solved. Right? In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on how they trap you and how these trading scams actually work, and warn others not to fall for the trap. This is Trading Scams Exposed. Okay, let's get into it. I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time. It's been a popular request from friends and family of mine. And so I'm very excited to be putting it out and telling you all how 3 of the biggest scams are working and have worked for a very long time in trading. Now, I just want to start off the video just by saying that we have an institutional type of scam, which is the larger banks and corporations of like hundreds of billions, hundreds of millions. We're not really covering that because I don't think 99% of people watching this video, it affects their pocket personally. I want to focus more on where it's coming from in social media, on the retail side, how it's impacting potentially you or your friends and your family. So if you do get value from this, I'd highly recommend sharing with them so they understand all of the red flags they need to be looking out for. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a slightly different style. I've got 2 cameras, which is me here, of course, hello, and I'm just using my iPhone on a top-down stand. And of course, I'll be using some B-roll as well to just make things a little bit more engaging. So here's the 3 scams that we're going to be covering. So number 1 is the affiliate scam, which is, I would say, is the entry level to these scams, the easiest to pull off and probably the most common one of them all. The second is going to be the Ponzi scheme, which again, super popular, typically on a much larger scale. To pull this off, there needs to be quite a lot of money in the pot to make it happen. And this has been traditionally done more on the enterprise level, but it's sort of trickling down into general public. And number 3, the 100% win rate. Guaranteed 100% win rate. And you'll actually be in there and you will win 100% of the time as well. I'm going to tell you how that one works. This one to me is the most interesting, the most fascinating, and dare I say it, pretty genius when you find out how simple it is. Okay, so what do these scams all have in common? Well, actually, there is 2 major things that they all have in common. The way that they are marketed to lure people in, and the fact that they are most likely going to be free. So let's talk about the marketing. How do they market this? So here's some of the telltale signs. You're probably going to see it come from an influencer of some sort. What you don't realize is this scammer is working with an influencer who doesn't necessarily mean the influencer is bad, but if they don't understand trading or how to ask the right questions, they can easily be misled by someone who's very charismatic and it looks like they've got a lot of stuff. So this is not a dig to the influencers, but I do want them to be aware how they are probably going to be scamming their audience. So this helps cast the net. Then we've got the scammer himself. Let's say he has no money. How can he build up a big facade? Well, it's actually quite simple as well. I'll give you some examples of what's been historically done. So I guess the first one is that the cars. This could be friends' cars or family cars, or if they're ballsy enough, they would go down to a car showroom, pretend that they're interested in the car and ask for a test drive. They only need it for a short amount of time to get pictures with it and for them driving inside the car. Or if they've got a little bit more budget, they might rent the car. Then you've got the property where they live. Again, they can go to an estate agent, make out that they are looking to buy a property when they have no real intention of buying it. They ask to be left alone and their friend comes in with the camera and all of a sudden it's an MTV Cribs style. Hey guys, welcome to my house in this country or in this town, wherever it might be, and it's a really, really clever way. And then you've got stuff like material assets, like Rolexes and all that. This one's pretty simple. Now you know how the others were working. They would just go into Rolex, try the watch on, turn around, get a camera, put it down and say, you know, what's going on, guys? Or what's that time? Oh, it's money-making time. Cringe, I know. And the funny thing is I'm not saying that all the people that are doing this are scammers, but what happens is if they fake it long enough, then all those assets do actually become theirs and they're funded by you. So how does this first scam work, the affiliate scam? This is the simplest way. These guys, they don't trade, okay? They're not traders, they are marketers. So what they would do is they essentially bring you in. There's you. You join them and they say, hey, it's free, right? Free signals, no cost to you at all. All you've got to do is deposit £250 into this broker, right? Does that sound familiar? I don't know what it's like in America, but this is how they would do it. Just deposit £250 into the broker. Now the broker then gives the scammer, I'm going to give him horrible hair. The scammer gets some money, right? Which could be price matched at 250 quid, so they match it. Or it could be 200 quid or 100 quid. Either way, they are getting money from bringing you in. But that's not the end of it. They also get a commission from what you trade. So every time you trade, whether you win or whether you lose, they will get a commission of that. And this is why when you start to understand trading and you see these screenshots of these people that are trading with like 1 lot size or 5 lot size or 10 lot size, and they've only put a small amount of money in, they are so over leveraged. This is how they blow their accounts. And this is why the profits can look extreme for such a small amount, because when it works, you can make a lot of money, but you don't have many chances until you go completely to zero. And because they've laid the foundations, you know, that there is risk involved and, you know, trading isn't guaranteed. And, you know, this is not financial advice. They can kind of get away with it, right? But you don't know how to manage your risk. You're just putting all your trust in these people and you're like, well, they've got the cars, they've got the watches, they've got the lifestyle. Surely they know what they're doing. They are not traders. All they are doing is making a commission on getting you to sign up to the page. Whether you win or whether you lose, it doesn't matter because they are getting a commission every single time. Okay, so let's get into the Ponzi scheme. Now, the Ponzi scheme is pretty simple. It's about convincing people with extremely high returns, no matter the weather, really low risk, an opportunity that can't be missed, and it's very easy to be fooled into getting into these. Now, just a little bit of history here. So the Ponzi scheme was actually, it sort of derived from a chap called Charles Ponzi, and he was known for defrauding investors in the 1920s for the promise of high returns from international postal reply coupons. But it was actually known more so for Bernie Madoff, who has paid the price now. But he was famous for defrauding investors of over $65 billion, which is unbelievable. And I think a lot of scammers sort of took inspiration from that and was like, hey, he was onto something. And so that's why this kind of still exists today. So let me explain a little bit of, you know, how this one works. So they would get a pool. I'm not going to draw loads of people, right? These are just like, we're just going to call these investors, right? And each investor is giving them money, right? Whether it's like 10 grand, 100 grand, or whatever it is, they're giving money to invest in these vehicles that the company are pushing. And as people start to come in, they're getting more and more money. Okay, so far so good. But how does it work when it becomes getting paid? Well, let's say that these early guys have been in it for a while and they want to get paid. Pay me. The money comes out of the new investor, but he doesn't know, right? So they're recycling profits to these people. And the earlier you get in, the more likely you are to get paid. But if you're getting paid, you are speaking about it in a high level. Like, yeah, this isn't no scam, bro. I get paid from every time I request it, I'm getting paid, so it can't be a scam. So more and more and more people are coming in, right? And he wants to get paid, but he's actually taking a deposit from this guy, or sorry, the other way around. Whatever it is, they're just divvying it up between each other. And the guy that owns it is just making all the money, and he's not trading or anything. He's just recycling profits around to people. And so, yeah, it's something that actually markets itself, because if you're one of these people getting paid, you would never expect that you're a part of a scam. So if you've got these absolute newcomers coming in, the chances of you trying to get money from all these people that were here before you is going to get slim. And that's kind of how the Ponzi scheme fell apart, because more people wasn't joining, people were sort of catching on to it, and yeah, the whole thing collapsed upon itself. And most of the time they do, which is kind of why they flee the country, or a lot of them are trying to do this now in crypto because of being relatively untraceable if you're very, very clever. What I want to do is give you 5 red flags to look out for, because if this sounds kind of familiar, I want you to understand what you should be looking out for to see if you're actually a part of a Ponzi scheme. So the first thing is that it's promises of a guaranteed high return with little or no risk whatsoever. That in itself is a red flag. Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, when it comes to investing or trading is 100% guaranteed. They're going to promise that. The second one is if you're getting consistent returns, even during market downturns when there might not been money to being made, but you're still getting money. I know it doesn't sound like a negative, but it's something to be mindful of. Like, how are these guys doing that? Another thing to watch out for is if they have unclear business models. Makes it very complex with jargon. You're not entirely sure. They've got an answer for everything. It's just really confusing and it's not transparent. That is by design to keep you confused. The fourth is the pressure to reinvest. Okay, so put more money in. You see that you've made some money from us, we can make even more. They're trying to feed the machine. So any type of pressure to keep investing is not good, because they could just be compounding what you currently have. So it makes no sense to keep building that out. Or the pressure to recruit new investors, right? So it becomes more of like a pyramid scheme type thing. You should bring more people in, and you know, you've taken money, you should bring your friends and family on. Don't do that. And then lastly, goes without saying, is the difficulty with withdrawing funds. If they're not playing fair, making it very difficult to withdraw funds, this should be a red flag. So be very, very careful. This is the big one. This is the 100% win rate guaranteed scam. The one that I believe is so simple yet so genius. I do not encourage this, by the way. I think it's absolute scumbag behavior. But I want you to know that even if you're defending some of these people, and so you're one of these investors who are defending them, saying, oh, these guys are legit, this is how they may have tricked you. And if they've not tricked you yet, this is how they're tricking your audience. And this is where they try to get as many people in as possible, right? So again, my drawing of loads of people. Let's say that this represents 1,000 people, right? Now what they do, and bearing in mind, these people don't know each other, is they split out the groups, right? So you've got 500 in this group and 500 in this group, but they don't know each other. They say to this group, buy gold. They say to this group, sell gold. What's going to happen in that situation, right? Let's say the price went up. So those who bought gold won. These people are eliminated. 500 people was like, okay, cool. This works out really well for me, right? From those 500, they put 250, 250. You get the idea, right? This time, sell gold was the right choice. And they keep working this down over and over and over again, right? And you're going to get to a point where you've got, let's say, like 10 people here and 10 people here. And the trade comes in. Now, these 10 people have just won like 8 trades in a row. So they believe in the 100% win rate guaranteed. What they don't know, this whole time is they have been a part of an experiment where 990 people lost, right? But these 10 people have won. Now they are like putty in the hand of the schemer, because this is where they can charge anything for like a lifetime access, or they can get these people as their puppets to bring in more people, because they have just won all these trades in a row without realizing that they were just a part of this big scheme. Now, this is why I think it's absolutely genius, because of course you're either going to buy it or you're either going to sell, right? It's almost like a guaranteed win. And I've seen some of these things go on for 20 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, depending on the caliber of people they have approached, depending on what their strategy was to bring these people in. And so this way they get the big payout, and then they can close down shop and set up another profile down the line, approach another influencer, a bunch of them. Hey, we'll give you £1,000 if you shout me out. Or they might leverage some of those winning people to use as a testimony. It's absolutely crazy. So I want you to be really careful when looking out for some of these scams, because as you can tell, they are extremely dangerous. They are often free, and they are playing on simplicity, right? It's as simple as putting in £100 and flipping it to £10,000. They're using screenshots and testimonies from people that actually think that they're winning, and no one realizes they're a part of something a lot wider. All right, that was the video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I appreciate you've only been given a certain amount of time in this life, and for you to use some of those minutes to watch me really does mean a lot. I work very hard on these videos. It's very difficult doing everything alone, full-time job, building my startup, trying to create content, learn how to edit it, all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much. So if you thought this video was good, I definitely recommend sharing it with friends and family, especially if you feel like they might be a part of a scam, or maybe you've got friends who have sort of partaking in sharing this kind of stuff for people and not realizing that they're scamming their audience. But if you like this type of content, if you like trading content, whether you're a beginner or advanced, I'll be sharing all of that stuff. The main purpose of this channel is to document my AI startup, building that from scratch. But given the title, Life with Brothers, I do a lot of stuff, and I plan on documenting it. For the next video, I'm actually going to be vlogging my holiday and trying to have some fun with that, just to give you an idea of what this channel can be. But as I grow, I'll start to categorize these videos so you can kind of come here and choose what it is you want. So yes, please like and subscribe to my channel, support a small creator. No one knows me. I've got like 70 subscribers. It will not go unnoticed. I'm so grateful for you spending the time watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one, which will be a change of scenery, and it will be on holiday. So stay tuned. Take care, guys. Be safe.